What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and this is an update concerning Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua with the ongoing negotiations. This seems like it's been forever, but there have been positive talks, like I told you guys. The fight is about, they said the fight is close to 70% done. Of course, there's still questions to be asked. So, some communication has been crossing the pond. You know, the problem is it's the proof of the money. It's both fighters that want to know that the money's there. Not just Anthony Joshua, but more Anthony Joshua because he has more coming to him. Okay. Depending on how big the fight is going to be, but I've said it again and again. If the negotiations drag on and it does not get made quickly, what'll happen? The fight will get bigger and bigger. If they're following the Maypac trail and the whole blueprint, it will get bigger and bigger, and then the fight will get larger and larger. So, you know, apparently the funds have been shown. That hasn't been verified by anyone. Okay, so until Hearn has verified that the money is there, there is no, it's good that, because I mean, they had to show him something because it says apparently, right? That means as far as we know. That's the definition of that word. That doesn't mean definitely, so if you expect these guys to go in there and fight, this is prize fighting, right? If you expect these guys to go in there and fight without the money, you're crazy because that's what prize fighting's about, and I think they both want the fight. I think, it's business on one end, his legacy on one end, and then it can flip flop. It's a little bit of both. But if the funds are there, like they say the funds are there, hey, I doubted the funds are there. I mean, that's why I waited a while, just to see what really develops from this, and people are like, oh, he's always behind and yada, yada, yada. No, you have to wait to see what develops, to see what people are going to say, and to get everyone's feedback on it before I counterpunch anything, because this is Counterpunch Boxing News, so I counter everything. I counter opinions. I counter, comments. I counter everything, but on the positive note, they have been talking. So that's the good thing about this fight. So if it happens in the fall, that's when it's supposed to happen anyway. That's when it was projected to happen, but you ask yourself this question: if it doesn't happen in the fall and Joshua does go and fight Povetkin, do you think the fight will be bigger next summer if it would later than the year? If they wait, and I would have to say, yeah, it would, because now it's built up. The fight didn't happen when everyone wants it or everyone expects it to happen. And because it didn't happen, it builds, it brews. So it gets bigger and bigger. So people can make, more money, better fight purses for everyone. But the whole thing is, if there's no money attached to it, these guys are not going to fight, But again, 70% is done is a lot more than 50% or half. So, it's looking pretty good right now. So we just really have to see how it develops, and then hopefully these questions from Eddie Hearn that has to be answered can be answered quickly so we can get this done. Now, I got a question for all you guys. Besides the exception from the Maypac or the Pacquiao, the Maypac or the Golovkin Canelo fight, what other fight has took this long to be made at this point? So it just gets me, complicated back and forth. Because this is boxing. No one does anything on faith. Everyone has to see the money, And how it normally is, hey, they show them the money in the escrow accounts before they can begin negotiations. That's only fair. So if the money apparently is there, again, let's have a fight. Let's get it on. Like Deontay Wilder says, don't wait, make the date. What does Joshua say? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's roll. Make the deal. Let the deal be made. Because at the end of the day, we can talk until our face. We could talk until our face turns blue. But these guys have to go in there and fight. And then when they do fight, if the fight gets made, you're going to have someone's going to be a winner and someone's going to be a loser. Now where it's going to be if they do fight, it has to be in the USA if they're putting up $50 million at a 50-50 split. So I hope that's not one of the questions that is a holdup for this fight because of where it's being held. Because eventually Joshua will have to come to the U.S. and invade the U.S. You know what I mean? Do a British invasion, like Lewis did. So, eventually it has to happen, so I hope that's not the reason for one of the questions that's just holding this fight up. You know what I mean? And of course, I would feel better if the money was definitely verified. I have not heard that. That's the only problem with the article I read. Okay. So, you guys got to take it right now as preliminary because this is all it is. There's nothing definite, but there is negotiations. So the talks have begun and has continued. So negotiations will happen. And understand, business is war. So this is the fight that is fighting before the fight, outside the ring. You know what I mean? To get everything done, So I don't know, guys. You tell me what you think about it. Leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.